Hi guys. So I have seen a lot of people still have a confusion between git commit and git push. So I will try to demonstrate what exactly is git commit and what exactly is git push and when do we use what commands. So for example, I am a developer over here. I have my own laptop over here and I'm working on some application called as my app, some Android application. I created a version 1 of it. The app works fine, everything is good. After 3 or 4 days I realized, oh, there's a mistake in my code. What I do is I make the changes on version 1 and I get commit the new version which has the code which has fixed the defect. So I will have a version 2 which has the defect fixed code in that. Similarly, I after a 2 months I feel okay, there's a new feature that I have to add. I create a version 3 of it and I do a git commit. So when you do git commit in your local repository, which is inside your system, this is your laptop for example, your local repository stores the snapshot of each of the code bases that you have committed. So for example, at the moment I'm at version 10, but if I want to see what commit did I make or what changes did I make between version 1 and version 2, I can still go back and see. Why? Because Git saves all the history when you do git commit, but everything happens in your personal system, in your laptop. Now, when do we have to use git push? Now, for example, you are working in a company of, for example, 3 people working on the same some application, for example our app. You have your own laptops with you and you have committed, for example, the first developer, he did the job and the version 1 is deployed somewhere in a remote server, which we maybe call it as GitHub or GitLab. I'll get back to you why we did this. So version 1 is deployed somewhere. Now two new developers come into picture. They take this particular code base in their local as well. So they have version 1 and version 1 with them. Now imagine that there's a defect and this particular developer, the developer 2, he or she has to fix that particular defect. So they create a version 2 out of it. That particular developer creates a version 2. It commits the code inside the laptop. So this particular developer has the access to version 1 and version 2. But what about the other developers? The developer 1 and developer 3, they do not still have the access of version 2. They are still unaware what changes was made between version 1 and version 2. That is when git push comes into picture. What this developer will do is, in order for developer 1 and developer 3 to get the latest code base, they do git push. So this git push will be pushed to the remote repository, which could be GitHub, GitLab, or any other remote repository. And now the remote repository, the remote server, will have the version 2 of the application R app. Now what the other developers 1 and developer 3, what they can do is they can git pull this and they will have version 2 and version 2 in their own system. So this is the difference between git commit and git push. I have seen, and me personally, what I do is I develop my own applications as well, but I still use git push. Like I belong to this category, for example. I still do git push. Why? Because I have it in my laptop. Everything is there. I can go to version 1, version 2. I can see all my history. But what if my laptop crashes or it gets stolen or I forget it somewhere? All my code base is gone. It is nowhere, right? So that is why what I do is with each commit, I always make sure that I push it to my repository, my own repository in GitHub as well. That means all my changes are backed up in GitHub as well. So that is what git push is helpful if you are an individual developer as well. You do git commit first, which is saving all the history in your laptop, and then you do git push. So that means it's always there in a remote repository. Now what you do is, in case you lose your laptop, you buy a new, for example, MacBook, You just have to log into GitHub and clone all the repository, and your whole My App application, which you pushed it over here, you will get it in your new system as well. So that's the difference between Git commit and Git push. I hope you guys liked it, and I will be posting more such videos on intuitively explaining how the programming concepts work. So if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and do comment. It will be helpful for me in the future. Thank you so much.